Questions with Mary Jane.
It's already kicked in.
It's kicking in. Thank you everyone for being here, and thank you for Mary Jane for being here. I'm Brendan O'Brien.
I'm Reena Ezra.
And guys, we have a excellent guest today. We're just going to jump right into it because we cannot keep her from you any longer. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Ari Spence. Ari, thank you for being here today.
Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
Yeah. You can't hear it, but the millions of people out there are applauding you right now. They're chanting your name.
Ari,
Exactly, yeah.
Ari.
Yeah, and so Ari, like, tell us, like, where are you coming from today?
Well, I'm coming from Pine Bush, New York today, about an hour and a half north from here, in the middle of nowhere.
What a drive. What do you listen to?
Oh, at this point, I've kind of let AI take over for that. I'm literally...
Whoa,
Yes.
wait a minute. What do you mean? You don't... Are we talking... Okay, explain.
So OK Google has become my best friend. I
just shouted things at it?
I'm just like, give me something about walnuts. Like, I literally, I'll have it read me the Wikipedia page about, whatever.
Alright, just so you know, I very much resonate with this. I definitely let Spotify DJ my life for me, and it feels good because I get it right. Hey, Google. Google, are you awake?
Let me get, okay.
This is that episode.
Yeah.
This episode's gonna be this.
Yeah.
Okay, Google. Tell me about walnuts.
According to Wikipedia, a walnut is the nut of any tree of the genus Juglans, particularly the Persian or English walnut, Juglans regia.
Oh. Persian walnut? Oh, that's
I'm not.
So you're a Persian walnut.
Yeah, sorry. I'm
Mediterranean.
Yes, yeah.
Middle
Persian.
Eastern. Wait, I don't know why I said that's not
No,
Mediterranean at all.
I understood what you, but I am specifically Persian. But anyway, you said Persian. It said
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm totally sidetracking us. I'm so high.
Yeah. I will say, Google does give you the freedom to be able to say weird shit, because like, Google has literally seen everything. The weirdest things, the most bizarre things, the things that you can never, imagine knowing the answer to are all put into Google, and Google hears it. So Google hears everything, you know?
Yeah, true.
We are never truly alone.
No, not. Yeah. And
speaking of, wait, are we doing the same segue?
I think we are. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the part of the segment called Brendan and Reena. Remember that there's a challenge. All right, we're going to let you know.
I'm so proud of my segue.
Yeah. I am too, Reena.
I'm proud of you both. I don't know. I'm just happy to be
And we're proud of you too. We're happy to be here. We're happy everyone is here. And again, this is the podcast. This is what you tune in to. You tune in to hang out, have fun, and listen to someone be challenged. And while they are trying to think of, yes, we're so happy to hear that. So the challenge, before I forget to say what the challenge is, and just say the word challenge over and over again. The challenge is you have to name during the duration of this podcast, however long you want to do it.
Oh my God!
God, this is going well.
You got this.
As many conspiracy theories as you can.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Okay.
I knew this was a good one.
Reena did say this was a good one, yes. So
okay.
You interrupt whenever you want, you have as long as you need. You like, if we're in the middle of a conversation about something very sad and we're crying, in the middle, if you think of a conspiracy theory, you shout that shit out.
Say it.
Yeah, you
don't have just total send in the clowns.
Yes.
Just jump right in.
Yes. Do it. Yes.
The more send in the clowns moments you have, the better.
So we have a range. We've had people who've had 0 in their category. Everyone's had a different category list, and then people up to 92.
Oh no! I'm so not getting up there. Oh my.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It's
I
not
give
about,
myself.
It's not about
10.
that.
It's
not about that, but it is about how many? Because naming 10 conspiracy theories is a lot. I don't know many.
Yes.
So that's impressive. You know what I'm saying? Each
if you were to have my director on, hands down, it would be ticker tape. I'm more of the sometimes I don't veer into that part of it. I don't know why. I'm here, let me read this science textbook type thing. I'm one time you walks into the main gallery and I'm just laying on the floor, with my phone in my face. He's what are you doing? And I'm reading about string theory. And he's I'm okay. And just whoops right out. But then he's sitting there being hey, did you hear this one about JFK being assassinated because he was going to release things about extraterrestrials? And I'm
we've heard that. Are you checking these, Brendan?
Yes, I'm checking them. So that's two right there. Like a string theory is also a conspiracy. So like, how do you...
String theory is not a conspiracy.
That's not a conspiracy theory.
So
that is a
That's mathematical. That's a theoretical.
That was just like, that's what I do. Like, I deep dive on the, like...
I got what you're saying. Yeah. But
But
have you always been that way though, where your brain has just gone boom down a different route? Like you are just so open to so many different.
Oh yeah, I'm extremely ADHD.
That's why I love ADHD people. They absorb such information sometimes because they're able. I don't know, you guys just you're so sporadic. It's so fun. It's so fun. I love how people try to like control it.
Yeah, that's so. This is gonna. I recently learned how to coil cable, and I'm like, wow, this really simple thing has become this profound thing of life. I didn't mean to go here right now. I just
go there. No, you go.
So the thing with coiling cable is you have to learn to go with the curve. Like your automatic response is that you want to force it to go the way you want it to go because this is the thing that you've been told how to do it. But the reality is it's just more about like following that line and like working with it. And I was just like, how much easier would my life be if I just learned to work with myself?
Yeah.
It just clicked. From learning that thing, like coming to that conclusion, that's great.
Yes.
Hello there, it's Jordan Freed from Late Night Hump, the person you're probably listening to on the podcast right now. I just wanted to let you know that we are coming back with our interdimensional improv show that takes you through space, time, and different realities over the course of an hour-long show that's made up on the spot based off of your suggestions. Our show is going to be Friday, November 12th, 2021 at 9:30 p.m. Get there around 9 p.m. so you could get settled in. It's at the Players Theater at 115 McDougal Street between West 3rd and Bleecker Streets in New York, baby. We're going to be in the Steve and Mary Skuros Theater, the Players Theater, 3rd floor loft. You will have to have a proof of vaccination, but that should be fine for all of you guys. And these shows are really a ton of fun. They're really the best thing that we do. Do not miss this. Go to latenighthump.com/shows to find the ticket link. Once again, that's latenighthump.com/shows for the ticket link. And when you go there and buy your tickets, you could use code HUMP to get 50% off. It's definitely worth the code. Do that for yourself. Get your tickets early before the show sells out because we're only going to quarterly shows now. We used to do monthly. So come on out, fill out the seats, enjoy our first show all this fall. Back to the show.
So, welcome to High Thoughts with Ari. We are now getting philosophical.
Do you have a podcast? Yeah, philosophical podcast?
No. No. I don't know. I also, full disclosure, I have no idea why my instant response was to be like a hard, like, nope, and like turn and walk away. This is not something that I have, people have come up to me and said, hey, you should do this. And I'm like, I don't know about that one. And then I explored it and I was like, hard nope.
So you did explore?
No, I have no idea why I was so vehemently like, absolutely not. And we are so deep diving psychology now too.
Yes,
I feel so. I'm like, wow, you can tell so much about me right now in this instant. This like mundane thing.
Yeah. When did you get into UFOs?
I used to be the paranormal girl. Like I was into the ghosts and the creepy dolls and that kind of stuff. And UFOs, while I believed in, and it had some like seen weird whatever. It never was something that was particularly an area of, really on my radar in terms of research. I just don't know why.
What conspiracy theory do you believe in?
What conspiracy theory? That you personally. The Hudson Valley boomerang, or the Indian Point bomb, also known as the Indian Point bomber, is was an actual bomber, like it was a government craft.
How do you guys define conspiracy theory, right?
No, it's a good question. It's a good question.
That is a good question.
I think people have like different like connotations with conspiracy theories. They have different like requirements in order for something to be considered conspiracy theory.
Ooh, can you tell us any?
Yes. Let's see. So I have the Wikipedia answer, which I know is bad because you should really go to a better article, but I will not lie, Wikipedia popped up first. And that's really great.
If you want to bring out lawyer Ari, I could totally...
Yes.
Oh my God.
Bring it out.
Boom. Because this is the first time I'm going to have fun. Well, not the first time I'm having fun doing lawyer shit, but this is the very first time in a long time that I'm having fun doing lawyer shit. All right, definition...
Wait, whoa. What do you mean?
Okay, so I went to law school and I graduated, and it was a thing that I really was intent on doing and really thought I should be doing for most of my life. Got there, kind of realized it's not my thing. So the way I met my...
You finished school.
Yep, I graduated. I made it all the way.
How was that experience?
Oh, terrible. Difficult? Oh, God awful. God fucking substance abuse. I'm sorry, I did not totally need to go down this
no.
You go wherever you want.
Whatever you're comfortable talking about.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty, I was straight up miserable. I was dead by 30. Just dead by 30. Dead by 30. I can definitely get what I need to get done 30. The end. That was
Why were you pushing yourself so hard to stay and graduate? Because I felt like this when I was finishing my biology degree.
Okay, so
I
you
never stopped. But I was I had to finish because I had to do
family.
Yes.
Okay.
Guys, you can't see this at home, but Reena and Ari just had a very knowing moment, and they both just said, "Yeah, we will die."
I totally flubbed before, and you said Persian. I was Mediterranean. I was just oh my God, because it's very I'm Italian and Greek, right?
Okay.
One of the girls I bonded with in law school was Turkish.
Okay.
So we made we were joke with each other about it's if my father had found out.
No, I do agree with you that that culture and your I don't know, your parents, my parents, it's I don't want to I'm just being cautious of what I'm saying. Because I don't want to, it's never, I feel like it's never 100% the parents' fault because they are products of their culture, their condition, because I just feel I remember it being a very miserable time, but a lot of it was I felt guilty for, but then you're just but then I don't know, you have certain expectations or that you have to, or certain standards you have to hit. It's just so ingrained in them. Yeah. And it's different. Yeah. It just takes each generation to break the cycle where they do if I had a kid going to college, I'd be you want to take a year off, take a year off. But I just didn't. I was just too worried about pleasing.
So after I, left law and made a huge career shift, I ended up working also again in Sleepy Hollow. And so that was my first quote unquote professional, even though in total honesty, I consider Horseman's Hollow my first professional one because they gave me a paycheck, and I think that people are absolute snobs when it comes to how they perceive scare actors and haunted attractions.
In what way?
So people are just all you do is jump out and say boo, which, yeah, you have those characters throughout the haunt. You have the standard jump scares. However, you have other things. You have, it's called scenes, it's called performances. So then you also have those, you have the front line where that's directly interacting with the people, you're this kind of ornate stuff, and you're improvising. You have a set kind of thing you stick to. Yeah. You have a storyline, this, that, and the third. You kind of framework you work in, but a lot of it is just what people are coming up and saying to you, how you're interacting. Yeah. Bullshit. That's not acting.
That is because that is on the fly, and you were creating the world though. You were making it believable. Those people who are doing that part are essential to haunted attractions, and they're oh my gosh, haunted houses, they freak me the fuck out. I cannot. I also wanted to know like what is like a haunted attraction house or whatever you went to when you were young that just like.
Oh, so here.
Do you like being scared?
Yes and no.
Okay.
So I have not gone through a haunted attraction in its entirety in my life.
Really?
Actually, no, that's a lie.
Is it because
That's a lie.
Oh.
I did once.
How old were you?
24.
24?
Yeah, good age.
And I was working at because it was the Hollow, because at the end, like, when we had our first, go through, like, all the other actors would kind of go through. Actually, no, I never did go. This is going to be back for deliberation without it.
So you didn't complete it.
I basically, like, the point of the matter is, I'm actually largely chicken shit. I'm, like, if you put something scary in front of me, I'm the type of person that I think of something 8 million times scarier.
Oh my God. So you just psych yourself out.
I'm also, like, I'm a total basket case. I am, like, a basket of, like, I have, like, ADHD, PTSD, depression, anxiety. I'm basically, like, the alphabet soup.
That's such a beautiful basket. Come on.
Yeah.
That's such a beautiful basket.
I'm picturing, like...
That's a gift basket. Yes.
As a child, they would tell me I was so, smart and wise for my age. Now as an adult, I say thanks. It's a trauma. Wow, so off topic again. But anyway,
it's all on topic.
No, this is the topic of life.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast of life.
Yeah. Welcome to Sessions of Mary Jane.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this podcast is and does. This is how it works. Yeah. Where were we?
What kind of like monsters?
Oh wait, so you are scared. Sorry. So the answer is sorry to wrap up.
We don't really need to get this out.
You are scared also from haunted houses because I thought since you were like working, you were like behind, the inner workings, you wouldn't be as like terrified. But
I'm still like I'm a very like imaginative.
You
person.
do it that way though.
So it's like it's a gift and a curse type thing. It's like it's just all very immersive to me, which helps me make it immersive for others because I think of things like how can I make this feel like this, or like or at least like that's how I'm starting to think about it now because thanks to literally my director who taught, I wouldn't have thought about that otherwise. But either which way, it also was just empowering. To be one of the scariest things in the room. That is when it's hard to be afraid of other things, except there was a time I got very, very creeped out and very scared when I was working. Because I was it's in Phillipsburg Manor and we're out in the field, right? And there were slaves there. So one night I'm just walking my path, I'm waiting for the performances to start, and I hear slave songs, like what you would hear, the music they would sing.
Oh my gosh!
And I know the soundtrack inside and out at this point because this is not early on in the and we've been doing this for a month, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Yo,
so up until about 3 weeks ago, I'm talking to one of the production guys who's now one of my friends and worked on that haunt. And he goes, yeah, that was part of the soundtrack, right? And I'm like, what do you mean? It was literally at the end, one of the last runs. He goes, no. One of our sound designers, basically he'll study your movements and get to know what you do throughout your scene. And then to creep you out, will loop something in to another thing.
Scared.
That's amazing.
So another thing that would happen was
that's so smart.
There was a mill pond.
What is a man?
It's just I was I would be mad, but it's brilliant.
It is. I know it is.
I would be so angry.
Genius. Oh my god.
There was another one. This is even worse. There was a mill pond there, and you heard the sound of a baby crying, and then splash.
Oh, what the?
Splash. And so the actors would talk about this long and wide, it was a long and true. I was just Oh my god!
Yeah. Cause that's like one of the secrets of horror is like the unknown of whether it's real or not. It's like even with scary movies, it's like it's a movie, but like the thing that scares you afterwards is like, but what if that happened? Like, what if that happened? What if I'm that ordinary person who's just watching TV in their house and then their life is changed forever?
Yeah. The one where the guy who's like, if you haven't seen it, I'm about to spoil it for you.
Spoiler for some movie.
Spoil.
Well, it's the one where he's in the suit and he beats up, but he's like invisible. So he's help me out, Brendan. We saw this in
The Invisible Man.
Yes. No. Is it really? That's what it's
Yeah,
called?
it's really
I always do that. God damn it.
It's like when they say the title in the movie.
Yeah, that one, because I was just like, the technology. I was like, that's totally possible. What if someone has mastered that and they're in a suit and they're actually, but he came back from, he wasn't he never actually died, and then he went, and then he was crazy. And then she's just like, it was so funny though, because it looks like she's just fighting herself. If you put different music to the background of those scenes, that would be hilarious.
Wait. I'm so down to do that edit. I will find a way to do that edit.
Okay.
I will find
real Invisible Man.
Brendan, know this. You're a PA.
Wait, you told the audience I'm the PA.
No, the PA is not just one person.
The PA is everyone. We are all PAs.
We are all.
We are all just the interns of life, guys.
I'm sorry.
We got a snort. First snort on Sessions with Mary Jane.
Give it up.
Oh, yay. I'm so glad that's going to be my legacy.
Yeah. Also, we should shout out, you came, we are very lucky. We have people who are, constantly giving us, nice things that are just, being very cool. You brought us, Vietnamese food, and you brought us some beverages also from a winery that you work at as well. Is that correct?
Yes, so I'm giving you a little taste of my life. That sounds so bad. Delicious. So the Vietnamese, I can't speak. The delicious food that I have for you is from Pine Bush, from Pure City. They are a vegan establishment. So I brought the Pure City.
Wow, Jordan's gonna love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did not know they were vegan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was very surprised. I'm not gonna lie. I feel very ignorant. I mean, I should feel ignorant when I say this, but I was quite shocked to find a restaurant like that in Pine Bush because it's so far out of the way from a lot of things. I was just like, this place is a hidden treasure. So I brought you food, and then of course because you're having food, you have to have drinks.
Of course.
So what kinds? Yeah.
I brought a Moscato and Rebel apple cider from Brotherhood Winery.
Ooh,
where I because I don't do enough. I'm also a tour guide for Brotherhood Winery, and yeah, so they're the oldest winery in America.
Whoa! Really?
Yeah, I feel so I feel like I'm marketing myself right now, and most and then I do this. I'm reading
How do they
know?
How did they know that's the oldest winery in America?
So
you can actually date it.
We were established in 1839. It was, so the way it happened is it's basically a kind of legal loophole type thing because during Prohibition, most places shut down thanks to medicinal and religious wine.
It stayed open?
It stayed open.
I was like, it changed to a
And also, so here's
that did not happen.
So here's the thing about
of course,
Prohibition.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta have that Manischewitz.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
You can't. The government, thus says the United States Constitution.
Let there be Manischewitz. As American as it gets, guys. Paul Revere said that actually instead of the British are coming. I don't know if you knew that.
And now, welcome to not drunk history. I'm not drunk, but that's a product placement thing.
Drunk history about high history. No. Yes.
And moving.
I'm excited
along.
to taste them.
You seem like you really like learning. You like to find out new things. Would you say that's an accurate assessment?
I really am. I'm kind of, for better or for worse, curious by nature and kind of
Have you ever seen the show The Librarians?
Yes. Oh my god,
I'm so happy, okay.
What is The Librarian?
Brendan, I've told you about this show so many times and I told you to watch it and you still have not watched it.
I know, tell the listeners and also myself.
No, please, guess.
Okay.
It's
So
dive
the
into.
Librarians is brilliant. It's with.
I just imagine you as being one, so that's why.
Oh
I
my god!
It's
Oh
just
my
like
god! No, oh my!
Yeah.
Can I
need
hug
that.
you?
Of course.
Oh
of
my
course.
god!
Yeah. Get on over here.
This podcast is brought to you by Hugs. Send them to the people that you love.
It was such a good hug, you guys. We actually hugged. Everybody missed out. Even you, Brendan, you missed out.
I missed out. I did have a drink of water, though.
That is such a high.
I'm just kidding.
That is such a high. Okay, so I'm going to explain why that's such like a huge
Yes.
compliment to me. So Noah Wiley, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's just this really smart dude that's kind of going along doing smart dude things.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what he did specifically. Like he did something smart.
I'd have to look. I have not watched the show in so long. When I watched this show, and then they stopped it, right?
I think because it originally started as movies. I remember
Yes.
that.
Yes.
So okay, so wow, now I'm giving you the history of
but that's
the
important.
franchise.
That's how
The
you need to know what it
Librarian.
came about. Yeah.
And he gets, I think it's a letter.
Yes, I think so.
I'm totally just spoiling. I'm gonna just give you a little breakdown here.
That's
Now
okay.
you have nothing to do but watch it for purely, I don't know what else.
You are giving us a trailer teaser for the show for myself and the listeners who have never heard of the Librarian before.
You're fact checking this. Right? Okay, thank you. So, and basically inviting him to be a librarian at the New York Public Library. It's definitely at the New York Public Library. I know that for a fact because the Lions do a thing at some point, and that's a really cool effect. I'm like, hey, for a made-for-TV movie, that was pretty solid. And so the library actually has another component to it where it's meant to house all these artifacts, like historical artifacts, like fictional artifacts, like Excalibur's there, like all this other stuff, and it's like it basically is
Stuff has
Indiana
powers.
Jones.
Yes.
Like it's
Yes.
like it's magic. It's like historical and magical Indiana Jones in the New York
Total
Public
Indiana
Library.
Jones vibes. Total. Yeah. In the New York. Yes, exactly. Like that's just
Like-
exciting when you just hear that.
Like it is. And then like at one point they go to New Orleans and there's like vampires and
it's so fun. I'm gonna rewatch it now. I miss that show.
Yo.
I honestly so I know the movie. I'm gonna be honest here. I know the movies a lot more than I know the shows because I watch the movies multiple times.
Oh, the show is
The shows are I
I
watch the shows. I just haven't watched them so many times to be able to tell
gotcha,
you. Like
gotcha,
I tell you, like I really there was this
But that is, we don't want to reveal
Too
too much, you know?
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. That's
Right.
why she's doing this. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah,
She's
she's
about
Do I know what I do?
Yeah, you do. So own it. Own that ADHD. So
Okay. Okay.
no, you know what you're doing.
Sure, let's go with that
You
one.
got it.
I just mean like it's an exciting world. It's like amazing but it's just like the show I love as far as information you get and people who are like any geeky nerdy show where they like have so much information or they know how to like I don't know, it's like a team and it goes on missions and it's like all this stuff like for the series, I mean. Like, yeah, it made me think of like you as one of like the characters, but like Brendan, you have to watch it. Like we can't say anymore because it's just like watch the movies, yeah, and the show, but the like I was so sad it didn't come back.
Chronicles
Is it gonna?
history. I don't know.
But no, but I'm saying like the show's done, right?
Yeah,
like, it's
pretty.
Wait, when's it from?
I
The
think
show?
it was kind of okay.
from
Late 2000s.
2014.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah. No,
that was the show.
Yes.
Yeah, it was canceled in March 2018.
Okay, so that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So anyway,
All right, I'm gonna watch it.
I'm sorry. You take the wheel, Brendan.
All right.
Just because, navigate us to our next topic.
The next topic of conversation will be.
Or are you checking in with the challenge?
Yeah, let's go with the challenge. Yeah, you have
I'm
any-
so shit in the bed right now because I was so okay.
Listen,
No,
I will
this
tell
is-
you,
this is
90% of
really-
people forget about the challenge and then don't go back
No,
to
it's
it.
not
We're
even that. It's not
included.
even that. I
Yes.
totally got like hyped. I was like, yeah, conspiracy theories. And then I realized, wait, I actually don't know that many conspiracy theories. I was just so excited
Yes.
to like, I was the enthusiastic like bulldog that went into something and
Yes.
like halfway into it realized, oh no.
Yeah. Well, you know what we never did? We never really defined a conspiracy theory. We started defining it.
That was your job, Brendan. What happened?
Alright, I'll give you a sense of
We went down a rabbit hole.
So the definition of a conspiracy theory is: a conspiracy theory is an explanation for an event or a situation that invokes a conspiracy by sinister and powerful groups, often political in motivation, when other explanations are more probable.
So it's often it's always sinister. Conspiracy theories.
I think it's often that is like the thought, right?
So here's, it sounds more. So here's where my brain is going with this. Is it a sociological definition, like by nature? Because then it has to be a little bit more like based on what the culture is, the society. Because like what's normal, you know, what's more probable is. I mean, okay, if there's certain types of probability, like. If somebody comes in if you haven't been outside and you have no windows and someone walks into the room and they're carrying an umbrella and it's sopping wet and, you know, like their boots are wet, it's probable that it's raining outside. Like that's like kind of a thing, but like some probability is just like cultural, I guess. I'm trying to think of an example in my brain just on that. It's like, that's all you get. That's a little nugget that we're giving you right now. But
she did say one when you said JFK.
Yes, and then you also said Indian Point.
So I'm just using that now as an example, so we can classify that one to help, like, you know, further the combo of conspiracy theories and understand it. But I'm saying, like, the conspiracy theories, there's more than one, isn't there, right, with JFK's assassination?
There's the
JFK situation in general, I guess is considered like I guess like when you don't have like a definitive like fact about what happened, then that's when you have the option, right? So that's the whole thing. Is like it's just like possibilities of what could be either hidden or could be a result But I feel like some people really feel some conspiracy theories exist and are real and happen in our timeline, like our reality. Some people actually. Yes. I don't know. Like some stuff is. I mean, I don't know. I'm a skeptic. I don't really feel like I hear some of this stuff and I'm just like lizard people. Yeah, I think. You know, like. Yeah.
Okay.
You know?
So lizard people as like that conspiracy theory is definitely.
Sorry, I'm totally giving your answers.
Right.
Please give me answers. My brain is totally being like.
That's all part of the game.
Guess what, Ari? We're gonna screw you real good on like. Is this live? I should ask that first, right?
No, it's not. It's not.
It's live to whoever's listening right now. We don't know day or time or year you're listening.
It's live for us. It's
live to you.
We're live in front of each other. Honestly,
So lizard people, do you believe in them? Sorry, Brendan.
No, go ahead. I want to hear about lizard people.
Yes, lizard people. What?
So lizard people, like in terms of like, you know, Queen Elizabeth is a lizard person.
Hard
no on that one.
What identifies your lizard person?
Basically a leaks type thing. Like it's it's based on this thing that all elites throughout the world are related to each other.
Like actual reptilians. Like when they say lizard, they mean actual lizard, or they mean
not
like alien.
It's more like an alien type species, like a reptilian person type thing, where it's like that weird like
they don't think they're the human species. They do think they're different.
So yes and no, because here's the thing. So it's also coming from this other offshoot theory that I don't remember the names of them specifically right now but there's I don't believe any of this, mind you.
Okay,
I just am a total like now that you said it, like it's all like
unleashed. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's based on these things that there's 3 types of extraterrestrials.
Okay.
And one's like an elite class that wants us to be fighting with each other. Like they benefit from us like all like kind of like conflicting stuff like that. And then you have the avatars, which is what we are. We're like, because we are part of this species and we're just kind of going around doing our thing, but we're like also subject to them because they are part of us. We're part of them. Like that kind of thing. Like we're all the same. And then to be honest with you, I totally forget the third type, but there's a third type.
Classifies these categories extraterrestrial categories.
So it's also like it's weird because like some of it links into other like mythologies and stuff like that. Because if you look at like all like like different religious mythologies that you span cross-cultural, like Hinduism, like all this other stuff. It's like you can kind of like, it's very easy if you look hard enough to literally connect the red strings, because we are like not truly limited, I don't think, but like you've been around each other for so long, you've been doing the same thing essentially, which is surviving for long enough that you're gonna have some commonality despite being like all the way. I don't know why that's the sound of going halfway around the globe.
It
was really, really good sound for that. Yeah.
Like just like whoop, like right over. And yeah, so I think that's, I don't know where I'm going with that, but it's very easy to connect red strings if you're really dedicated to connecting red strings.
If you want to find something, you'll find something, right? It's also, I feel like people definitely, it's a mental game, right? It's psychology. Just because that's been our theme for the day. Or you tricking yourself into believing whatever, like religion, like, literally any kind of, it's almost ideology like that has, something like, that has such power like that.
A lens of thinking almost. Like, this is like, you know how like, you have
but science can be categorized under, because a lot of science is theoretical. There is no a lot of proven shit. So technically, a lot of science is a theory, itself.
While we're checking to see the source of the horn, I'm just gonna plug some stuff right now for you guys.
Yeah, plug it.
So first off, we're back at the Players Theater on November 12th at 9:30. Come down to the West Village. We'll be there early, so we'll get a drink together. We'll hang out. We'll have a whole night of it. We're doing improv, the Interdimensional, which is.
Interdimensional. Speaking of space,
if you're into like this like UFO,
I think that might have been my car.
Wait, did it just stop on its own?
Yeah, which I don't know if that's concerning or not. Well, I am also by nature an anxious person.
Your car's still there. It's good. I did just want to interject and ask though, like, what, if you can say, is like one of your favorite or most memorable like trial scenes in a movie? Also, were you misled by movies, which is why you went into be a lawyer and be like, yes, this is gonna be exactly like Law and Order.
You're out of order.
You're out of order. The whole courtroom's out of order.
Stop yelling at me.
It's just like, this is how you prep in the mirror before you.
No, like the law library did in fact have a whole section dedicated to movies with like legal movies,
interesting,
like fictional, like the whole 9 yards. So I have to go with my cousin Vinny. Because here's the thing, it is
which
one
scene?
Of the
which trials? Because there are several.
So here...
Or, that's true, I guess that's like considered a trial movie.
Yeah.
Because realistically, so here's what it is.
Interesting.
It is, if you want to know what the trial process is like, and like legit trial, my cousin Vinny, hands down, got it the closest. Like, it actually is.
I love that. Wow.
Like, and it has real, like, it's called disclosure, you dickhead. Like, it's like people say that in law school. Like, no, like, it's so, like, the whole movie, what is the best? I'm trying to play the movie in my head. So it's not at all accurate. This is the not accurate. So it's inaccurate and accurate at the same time. When Lisa's on the stand as the expert witness, the way that she is introduced as the expert witness is 1,000% procedurally spot on. And from what I remember of procedure, because mind you, I've also been out of the game for, like, a little bit now, so I don't, like, my, Crim Pro and all that stuff is a little bit, rusty. But the way she got on the stand, though, him just, like, ripping her in, is just about as realistic as them whipping out their own expert witness without any disclosure, like, on the, like, last day, like, totally not gonna happen. But her on the stand and the way he does that fucking examination, like, that direct, is, I mean, he should have there should have been so many objections, because, like, for, like, leading, like, there should have been so many, he should have been jumping up and down, but at that point, realistically, the prosecutor knew he was so fucked that it wouldn't even, like, make a difference anyway. But that examination is hands down
Good choice.
my
Yeah.
absolute
Good choice.
favorite. No, the defense is wrong. Like I was like,
I love her in that movie.
she
It's good.
is an American. Like, okay, replace all statues of Christopher Columbus.
Yo, Tomei Day.
Tomei Day.
Happy Tomei Day. Mm-hmm.
If you want an Italian American icon,
Yeah.
that's what you're gonna go with. Like, I don't need him to be like. I don't know. I shouldn't have gone political there. This is all. Whatever.
You're good. Brandon, I want to
you
ask
eat words,
you,
drink
what is
water.
your favorite trial scene or movie or
Let's see. Like the Few Good Men one is really good, and I know that one's like it's so dramatic. That's part of the reason why I like it.
Yeah.
So I'm inclined to say that, but yeah, I'm going to say that for now.
Okay.
I might change my answer.
First one that just jumped in my head when I asked the question was now I'm gonna forget the movie, but Matthew McConaughey when he was
Lincoln Lawyer? Yeah.
That
sorry.
just stuck with me.
I changed my answer. My answer. Sorry.
Ooh, okay, you should watch it.
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
how
good.
much is like.
I don't watch it for.
real,
I don't watch it for. That was like my going on my own.
No, but it's
ADHD
just a
tangent.
very good movie. I mean, I think it's classic like white savior movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of
and
those.
it definitely, I have not watched it in a while, so maybe there's a lot of stuff in there that probably doesn't age well, or I don't know, but
That's
for the
all
time
part of the
it is-
good. Like, so
it
here's
is
my
lawyer.
also view about that. It's good to look back and say, hey, this didn't age well.
Mm-hmm.
Because it means that you've like progressed, and if anything, like it's good to look back on those movies
Yeah.
and say,
Yeah.
hey, this is where we're at. Like that's the
Yeah.
only like if you were just like
Yeah.
you need to be able to look back on that.
But
like,
it was
you need
also
to,
like very good acting in that movie.
Yes.
And
So you have-
was well done. And yeah, you do. It's a piece of art. Like you have to. I mean, like every film is this is a piece of art. This is
you have to weigh it. Like you have
so yeah.
it's not so much that you have to like you have to have a robust kind of view, I guess, of it. Like, okay, for instance, like Charlie Chaplin, right?
Yeah.
Horrendous individual as a person.
Mhm.
Yeah.
However,
Yeah.
the Tramp as a character, which I refute whenever I get so mad whenever I see movies listed as like, you know, like they don't call it the Tramp, they say Charlie or whatever. I'm like, no, like that is a
That's-
distinct.
Mm.
Like he didn't walk around wearing that costume.
Like, yeah, that was
not Charlie Chaplin.
Right.
Charlie
Yes.
Chaplin birthed the Tramp as we
Yes.
see him
Mhm.
portrayed, but they are distinct individuals. So you have to look at the character itself and say, what did this do for cinema? What
Right.
did the direction of this character and the
Right.
characters he associated do with cinema? And then you look and say, and what did the person who came up with this, what was their worldview? Where did they, like, it's like all about really like dissecting those layers. And like, I don't understand why we can't have that full conversation. Like, why can't we look at the good with the bad and like kind of see, want to connect
Well,
like no, like I
Bill
mean, like no,
Cosby.
like okay, no, like fuck Bill Cosby. Okay. Oh, no, thank you. Oh God, no, that's so bad. No, thank you. Okay, I'm just gonna. When in doubt, drink.
he will never get to me. He will never touch me. No, there will be no fucking. Don't worry.
Bye-bye, Mr. Cosby.
No, but I am saying because you're discussing like splitting artists.
No,
from
oh,
person.
absolutely, don't split it. I think they should definitely be like interwoven because I think that is an integral part of the conversation. Because okay, take example like Ronald.
So Charlie Chaplin didn't do things that bad that we shouldn't watch his stuff. I mean, he was just a womanizer.
Well, I think he like was with like someone underage too, right?
So it's like
more than like once.
yeah,
too,
like
it was, like,
kind of
it was
like a
definitely
thing.
inappropriate.
yeah, it was like a thing.
I also Buster Keaton's also more my favorite. Just gonna put that out there. Anybody
We have
saying in your
the battle of the silent movie. Like
But
I'm
anyway,
so.
you're saying, sorry.
It's not that we shouldn't.
It's tricky.
It is tricky because here's the thing. I also follow the trail of how things. I don't want to use the word progress. Like I feel like that's like not inaccurate and also like semi-loaded word, but like tracking the history of it. So it's not so much like don't give it so much power. Like don't say like you know, like Hollywood, like we can't say like Hollywood is what it is today because of Charlie Chaplin. But you have to note him throughout the history of it. Like you also, like you're not going to read, if you're reading Mein Kampf for pleasure, that says something about you but if you're reading it for an academic, like I'm talking like literally like let's dissect the psychology here.
Yeah.
Like there's different intents in viewing, there's different intents in ingesting, like things like.
Yeah, sure. All right, just to conclude and cap it up,
it's recording?
how many does she have? Yeah, it is. How many does she have? We had a little technical glitch, but don't you worry.
Yeah.
How
Honestly,
many-
we don't even know where in the podcast we are right now. So you know more than we do at this moment. But yeah, so we have
on her list, yeah.
So
just to sum up,
we're gonna say 5, just because there was one I was debating because there's a lizard people and the whole lizard people conspiracy theory, but they don't.
That's a thing. What do you mean?
Right.
That is a thing, but that wasn't. I can't take credit for that.
Sorry, let me clarify. I wasn't. So it was more that like if there was another one that we could add on top of that, which is that Queen Elizabeth specifically was a lizard person. So I decided to give that.
Oh, I could name lizard people. Wait, no, that's the end. No, never mind.
But that's a theory itself. Her being a.
So the lizard people is one. It's one.
Yeah.
Theory. Okay. All right. So you got 4 then. 4 is enough.
Because the queen being that's just an example. That's just a tangent off of that theory.
Yeah, that wasn't
that's an
like
example.
My initial idea. Like that was like,
so
I
4.
can't
That's
take,
good.
4. Nice.
Wow,
I'm
everyone
not
else
taking
is
credit. I do
gonna
not
go
take
down.
credit.
Oh, don't worry about that. Everyone else is gonna go down a crazy wormhole at home. Be like,
Yeah.
Welcome to this.
Really,
Really, what the day in the life.
It's such a pleasure. Even if we
Thank
went all
you.
over the place, I enjoyed this conversation.
We
I
learned
think
so
all
much
of our brains,
today. Oh my
we
God.
learned so much.
And
Thank
also, we
you.
appreciated my
Thank
cousin
you.
Vinny, which is really the most important thing about any experience you have with any person you interact with.
Yes. So thank you all for listening.
Yeah. Are any final words or anything you want to promote or anything you want to say? Go here, look at this thing.
Just go off the beaten path when you can. Like literally, just go find like the weird country deli. Go to the place where you see like that the people have been sitting in the same spot consistently for the past 10 years and will continue to do so. Like those are the places like go to and like try to find and like just be weird. Like
love weird country delis.
Just be weird.
Like, I don't know
why.